Alex,
Hey,
what's up, man? How are you?
doing all right.
Best looking man in water polo right here. We got the right look. Dude, first up, I saw the photo of your new team. I think
Yeah,
you've been hitting the weights. You look
yeah, I
like
look
jacked in that
enormous.
photo.
You got
Like everyone better
sometimes.
be nice to you, or you're gonna clear out that whole roster.
Sometimes you pick and choose who you're standing next to, make yourself look a little bit bigger. But
Tell us about this new team. I know you've played in Europe now for a couple of years, but what's it like with this team in Greece?
we've got a good squad. We've won our first two games. We've got Stefan Mitrovic and Alex Gunas playing the left side, both Olympians for Stefan for Serbia, gold medalist, and Gunas, a Greek player, played in the Olympics for at least the last two. He's a very, very good player. So very excited to play with both of them, and we've got some really solid players around the team too. We also have the one of the Greek goalkeepers too. So very solid team, and we're looking to make a splash.
I was talking to Matt Farmer, who's also playing in Greece as well on Monday, kind of just breaking down how he ended up on the team he's at. You've played in a few different countries. For the average water polo fan in the U.S. that kind of understands this, but maybe not all the way, how do you move around? How'd you end up going from, you're in Hungary at one point. How do you end up now playing in Greece?
Uh, just some of the people you know. Somebody throws a name out there. Somebody has an idea of. Sorry, I got a mosquito. Um, somebody has a number. Somebody has a contact, and it's very uh, like word of mouth. Really, I think for some of the guys that have been able to play a lot of national team stuff, your name comes with a little bit more reputation. And some of the guys, it's just luck.
Yeah, I think sports fans think of it here like, oh, free agency's underway in baseball or in the NBA, and is there a frenzy to sign guys? But it sounds a
Yeah.
bit more casual with the movement of players.
It depends on where you're at.
Yeah.
So there are, and it varies team to team as well. So when I was in Hungary, uh, all of my contracts that I've signed, I've only signed 1 year deals, and it's with the intention of maybe signing more or maybe finding another uh, place that's a better fit. But I've only been going one at a time, and I was 3 years in Hungary, and then I just kept building on it. But when I signed in Hungary, I signed pretty early. I signed in like March, early April. Both times I re-signed with them. I signed with Zagreb last year around June, middle of June, which was a little bit late, and then now for Greece, I signed all the way back in July. So it really depends on the team, on the league, on a bunch of different factors.
Now, one of the big variables this year is that while you've had other guys over there with you in the past, nothing like this. You're talking about 17, 18 of your
Yeah,
teammates are in Europe, a ton are in Greece. How often are you seeing these guys playing against them? Give us a sense of that.
yeah. Well, Chancellor and Johnny are both living in like the apartment complex that I'm in. So they're like two buildings over. We have the same shared space. But I've got and Dylan and Ben Stevenson are playing in Glyfada, and that's where we do our morning training. So I see them getting out of the pool or them getting in the pool, and we're getting out like all the time. Farmer always comes down, hangs out, and Max and Hunnis always come down and hang out. So there's been a couple times where I just like look out my door because I've got a basketball court outside of my
Nice.
outside of my balcony, which is awesome. But like, just check who's playing. It's like, oh hey, it's Hunnis. What's going on? He's got Pierre running around. So
And how has that kind of changed the feeling for you? Matt was talking about when he went abroad earlier. Sometimes he'd be the only guy in the country really that he knew from home.
oh yeah,
Is it different for you now to have some of your best friends around and be able to see them more regularly? Does that make it easier to be away from home?
oh yeah, much easier honestly because I've only had like the I've only been alone. Like when I was, I think my first or second year in Hungary, I was the only American abroad, period. Like I
Yeah.
think like there was nobody else on the national team that was playing abroad at the time. So uh, there wasn't really, I couldn't really see anybody. And then last year I got a little bit, I got to see a couple more people because we had a game in Terrassa and next to Barcelona. So I was able to uh, hang out with a couple Americans over there, some of the men's team, some on the women's team. And then we also played in the Adriatic League, and Chancellor was playing for Shabas at the time, so we played against him too.
How has this experience helped your game get better? Matt was telling us, playing over there, he just learned some different moves. It kind of just helped him get to that level where he could make the national team. For you, you come abroad, you're already on Team USA. So what skills did it add to your arsenal?
Um, it's a good way to see how everyone plays, because a lot of the difference between the way the U.S. plays and the way Europe plays, and really a lot of the difference between like playing college and playing professional, is there's a difference in structure. Like I was actually we had training with Tommy and Drew today. The guy they stayed after their game and they trained with us, and they're going back I think tomorrow to play a home game before they come back, and we have training with the national team on Monday. So we had some 6-on-5 with them, and I was talking to Tommy, and we were just chatting, and we said there's a difference in structure. Like there's in college, a lot of the teams will be very rigid on the structure, very rigid on the game plan. Where when you play abroad, uh, in Europe especially, it's a lot looser with the game. Like there's still game plan, but it's a lot more broad, a lot less focused. There's specific aspects to focus on, but like uh, there's a lot more. It's not like this offense we're doing this offense we're doing this offense we're doing this. There's not a lot less plays, so you have to like really be able to play freely and really be able to see the game a lot better. So that's really what's helped me improve, is being able to just see and improvise.
Because I imagine when you haven't played that style, is it a little nerve-wracking the first couple of games where you're like, wait, no one's giving us the plan of how this is supposed to go?
Well, I think the first time I went abroad, it wasn't too difficult because or the first 2 years I was abroad, because I played in Romania for half a season, and then I went to Hungary. It was easier for me because nobody knew who I was yet, so I got to shoot the ball a lot. And, there's a lot less worrying when I'm shooting the ball.
Little bit different story now. People are aware.
Yes, people are aware. I don't get the same wide open looks anymore. So yeah, it was my first year in Hungary, especially was like nobody really knew who I was. So I'm playing the right side, playing up top on the right side, and most teams are just going into a drop from the three and then from the right side. So uh, for American numbers 3-4, or U.S. number or European numbers 2-3, and so it's okay. So give me 5-6 fakes from 6 meters, I'll light anybody in the world up. Like it's when I have, or like, and if I get 5 or 6 shots from that, I'll score 3-4 goals every game. So my second year in Hungary, they started realizing like, oh, maybe we don't let him do that all the time. So I had to
Yeah, a
change.
little bit of adjustment, but that's something that is a nice problem to have because it means they're respecting your offense. It means you're getting better as a player. You mentioned that, of course, it's maybe a different structure there, but winning is important, right? If teams win, they're able to qualify for better competition. If they
Oh yeah.
lose, they fall back a level. What's the expectation for your team this year? Where do they hope to finish? What's kind of the goal for you in the group?
So we're a top level team. We have very high level players, and we're playing Olympiacos this Saturday, should be a really really good game. But we're right there in the mix with Olympiacos and Voligmeni for the top spot in the league.
What's that environment going to be like on Saturday? Are fans allowed at games right now? What's the picture going to be like?
Uh, so the first two games that we had, there were very minimal fans. I think maybe family, but there wasn't really anything. But the game Wednesday when we played against Follyrow with Max and not with Max, but Chance and Johnny, uh, I guess we have a very, very active, very exciting fan base, and they were along the chain link fence around the pool, lighting flares and chanting the entire time. It was really crazy because you just see like this smoke come off like just outside the pool, just away from the, just kind of in the distance. It's like, and then you hear like the chanting. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, I think people maybe see that if they watch soccer on television, but they don't understand that passion extends to any sport a club offers typically,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Whether it's basketball, water polo, if the fans are there, you're going to get that raucous environment, right?
yeah. I had a really great experience one of my first weeks here. Just I was taking an Uber back from the downtown area, and this guy asked what I did. Like, found out, then he like, wait, you play for Apollon? Like, showed me his home screen is the seal. Like, Apollon is my team. Apollon is my life. Like, he got so excited. Like, the guy was like visibly shaking, like with excitement while he was driving. Like, this is so cool. He just talked the whole way. Grabbed a couple selfies with him. Like, he gave me his numbers. Like, if you ever need a taxi, like, call me.
You
So,
definitely gave him 5 stars, right?
oh, 100%. Yeah. Best
uh, yeah, yeah, of course. I mean, anytime you're the passenger and the driver is shaking with joy to have driven you around, that's got to be the best ride you've ever had. So
Yeah, yeah. It was definitely like a minor celebrity moment. So it was really, really cool.
that's excellent. We had a question here, and it's a good one about the food. So you're in Greece. I think if you live in the U.S., maybe your experience with the Greek food is a good locally owned place, or like an Athens West or a Daphne's or something.
Hmm.
What's the best thing you've eaten there?
Oh, the gyros is so good, but gotta lay off a little bit. Like, I'm not lay off a little bit. Like, I've been pacing myself on it, but like all the food here has been absolutely fantastic. The restaurant that my team it's they have like a deal with. There's a
Mhm.
couple in the area that do the same thing, and the food there is just classic Greek, and it's wonderful.
Excellent, excellent. And I know you're a diehard Padres fan. You're let's first back up because I think like I know a lot about it. You obviously do it in the water. We'll often like post the hashtag keep shopping, but I think if like
Yeah.
you live somewhere else in the country, maybe you're oblivious to this thing. So just give people a little bit of a background of kind of your Padres fandom and how their shopping ended up as your post goal celebration.
Yeah. Well, it was a number of different conversations that kind of led me to this, and the there was that video that kind of came around with the comedian that talked about playing water polo in a pickup game,
Yes.
about celebrations. It's like, you can't celebrate or because everyone's just ready to go and you tire yourself out. So finding something like simple, and so I was kind of on the lookout for something like that. And like that year, the Padres started getting really exciting. Fernando Tatis has his rookie year and is just killing it. And the Padres are finally looking like they're putting together something. And their big like celebration after hits was doing the chop. So uh, like I was at a game with my dad's like, oh, maybe I should start doing this, and started doing it. Yeah, so I started doing that, and like it really took off, and I was really excited to keep doing it. And now everybody in the world, like everybody who I've seen, like they'll talk crap to me about it. Like, what is this? Like, what, like, gives me like, so I have to give them a little like, oh, it's a San Diego thing, like, so.
I personally love it because I think everyone fell in love with just doing like the Tiger Woods like fist pump, and that became like the excited after goal celebration, or maybe if it was an end of game there was a splash or something like that. So to see you do the chop move, I think keep it coming. I think water polo needs a little bit more personality in the celebration, and you're not exerting that much energy to do it, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's a good thing, and it especially like whenever I do it, I'm always looking at the bench. I'm looking at somebody. I'm doing it with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like whenever I'm trying to do it, it's not something that's like just for myself. It's always with the team and for the team.
Another question here. Do you think your beard brings you good luck?
Well, do you know the tale of Samson?
There's power in the beard, yes?
Power in the beard. There's power in the beard. I'm reverse Samson. So
It's fantastic. As I said at the top, we obviously have embraced a similar look, and I think we're both better off for it. So, Team USA getting together next week. You're gonna have some games coming up soon in Croatia.
yeah.
The team will. What's that gonna be like to get back together with the guys and actually be able to play water polo?
Oh, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to have everybody coming out and practicing with them here in Greece. So I'm sure it's not going to be the only time that we're going to do this. So, but yeah, just getting together with everybody, being able to practice, it's going to be, I'm really looking forward to it.
And then Olympics, they were postponed. They're next year.
Mm-hmm.
Fingers crossed, everything happens. How have you kind of adjusted to it's been like this weird time where you thought you were going to go, then it was postponed. Now you're playing abroad. Where do the Olympics sit in your mind? How are you kind of thinking about them now, hopefully happening next summer?
Yeah, it's still a little ways away for me. It'll start getting more real when we start training together, and I think like next week it'll pop into my head a little bit more. But honestly, I haven't really been thinking about it that much. I've just been focusing on the water polo, focusing on getting better, focusing on making my reads, making my shots, all that kind of stuff. So right now it's in the back of my head. And like I know it's there, I know it's around the corner, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Excellent. Alex Bowen, always good to talk with you. Best of luck here the rest of the way, and looking forward to seeing you back with Team USA here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, good night over there, and thanks again.
Yeah, thank you. Had a great time. Have a good day. I'm probably going to go to sleep in a couple minutes. So
Rest up. There's more Euros to have tomorrow. We'll see you
yes,
later.
yeah. After games.
Post game, of course. Alex Bowen joining us from Greece. Appreciate him taking the time there.